Hey everybody, welcome back. What you're looking at here is the Wal Mart revision of the early bird empty box redemption set that was, if you know your Star Wars action figure history, was an early promotion which gave collectors their very first chance to get for Star Wars action figures. And what I wanted to do is show you the Wal Mart versions and kind of discuss them, what you get or what you would have gotten if you had redeemed in the empty box set, and then I want to compare them to the original early bird set. So now I haven't done a whole lot of research on this, and so feel free to make comments on this video if you know any more about these figures, but I'm going to give you what appears from my knowledge what you get when you do this redemption, or if you go on eBay to get your hands on one of these sets, which is not very expensive as of now. I think you can easily grab one of these for less than $15, and that's mostly because it appears to me that two at the most of these figures are original. The rest are repacks, and in the case of the R2-D2, I have more of a limited repack. So I'm just going to go through it figure by figure, and then I'll do the comparison with the original. So let's see if we can stand this up. Let's start with the R2-D2. And this R2-D2 is basically the Vintage Original Trilogy Collection R2-D2 that was kind of problematic due to this panel right here on the front of it, which... And another review, I think it was Empire MN, he stated that it was an error, and they originally had wanted tools to be able to come out of this panel, and then they just replaced it with a removable panel, and you would snap on another one, which just really looked bad. It didn't stay on very well. So in this case, they've clearly glued the panel on to the R2 here. You can actually see some of the glue mess, which is sloppy. The only good features that remain on this figure are the fact that it does have the eye that catches light. There's a hole in the head. You see how it looks like it's glowing here? It's because it catches light through this this clear plastic or glass part on the head. It has a head that rotates, and when you rotate, a sensor scope comes in and out, which is a nice effect, and it does have a removable third leg. But other than that, this is a little bit less than what you'd get if you just got the Vintage Original Trilogy R2-D2. So that's the first one. Next, you get this Chewbacca, which also is a repack of the well, I'm not sure when this Chewbacca first appeared, although it's a basic figure. One of the cheaper ones. It's a good Chewbacca, but nonetheless it's a repack with his bowcaster. This is probably my favorite one. It's very articulated. Great paint. The bowcaster is very well detailed. It even comes with a little instruction sheet, but nonetheless, this is just another repack. The Princess Leia, I'm not sure if this is a repack or not. It's a good figure in as much as that it looks like Princess Leia, not particularly in the face, but it just captures her better than any other figures I've seen. There may be a better one out there. Very unarticulated figure. There's no articulation in the legs. It does have a swivel torso, swivel arms, but they really only go into this pose where she holds the blaster, and a head that does not move either. So it almost more like a figurine than an action figure. And finally, I guess the main show piece of this is this this retro Luke, very much inspired by the original Kenner Luke, with the telescoping lightsaber, and it's very similar to the one, and I'm about to bring out the original Luke, but taken by itself, and I'm first of all, I want to say I do appreciate the nostalgic aspects of this figure, but taken by itself, it's not a very good figure. The paint's not very good. It's sloppy. The arm is just fairly ridiculous. I mean, I know what they're trying to do, and I appreciate it, but it's still fairly ridiculous. And it doesn't really look like Mark Hamill. It doesn't even look like his costume. It's too dark. It's not wide enough. And I mean, I like the idea, but the figure itself is just not very good. The articulation is not very good either. And finally, when you get this early bird set, you would get, as you would have gotten in the 70s, a package of foot stands that you could put in the pegs in their feet, which I guess makes them stand better. And I think this is just another throw-in to be like the early bird special. I don't think these are going to make your figure stand much better, but they wanted to be true to it. Additionally, what I'm not showing you is you would get a white plastic case that it was shipped in. This is another thing to duplicate the experience of getting the original early bird figures. So let's do a comparison now. This is the original early bird Luke Skywalker compared to the Wal Mart version. And as you can see, that's what the original telescoping lightsaber looks like. And he is in this is also known as the Farm Boy Luke, one of the original 12. Actually, between the two of them, a better figure, all things considered. And you can see they did try to duplicate elements of the figure all around. From the belt to the lightsaber. So there's that. Let's move on to the Princess Leia. This is the Wal Mart Princess Leia, and this is the original Kenner Princess Leia. And she's a lot bigger. But she had the removable cape, a much smaller blaster that kind of reminded me of what was in the movie. She was much more articulated than this one. Okay. Now let's move on to Chewbacca. And the Chewie is much smaller in the original vintage line. It was not as articulated. This is obviously a much more impressive Chewbacca. But of course, you know, this is the vintage one. This is the original Chewie with his bowcaster. And finally, let's look at R2-D2. There's the Wal Mart, and here is the original. And if you look at the figures, you'll notice that the large eye, the blue eye, is a homage to the original eye on the R2-D2, which looks really nothing like it did in the movie, but still it was distinctive and it had that identity, that Kenner action figure identity, which was so cool. And they also had the very shiny domes. Later on, Kenner made an R2-D2 with a sensor scope. This is the original 12 R2-D2 here, so it doesn't have that feature. But so there you have it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review and you found it informational, and maybe it helps you make a decision on whether or not you want to purchase the Wal Mart Early Bird collection. And now you know that it consists of at least 2 repacks and 2 other figures that really, the best thing I could say about them is maybe good for display or for conversation piece quality or just for pure nostalgia, but not particularly good figures, especially the Luke, which sure is interesting. But definitely not a good figure. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye.